This man was repairing a recently purchased second-hand house when he accidentally discovered a strange hidden compartment. Curious, he squatted down to take a closer look. It seemed like something was hidden inside the compartment. Then he opened the lid and found it was actually a pastry box from 100 years ago. The man suspected that it might contain something valuable, so he carefully opened the box, but inside, there was only a box of matches and a watch, and a single photo of a young girl in a wedding dress. Yet the man stared at the photo in a daze. He felt a strange familiarity with the woman in the picture. Suddenly, a hurricane warning siren blared outside. The two brothers immediately ran downstairs to board up the windows, but then all the lights in the house suddenly went out. Helpless, the man went to the basement to check the circuit, and the moment he touched the breaker, a piercing roar echoed in his ears. The air pressure in the room also began to plummet. The man clutched his ears in pain. When he regained consciousness, the old second-hand house had completely vanished. Everything around him was now brand new. The man was completely stunned by the transformation. Before he could make sense of what had happened, he heard a familiar piece of music coming from upstairs. Following the sound, he slowly walked forward. He saw a woman passionately singing and playing the piano. As he stood there listening to the performance, the woman suddenly saw him in the reflection. Sensing danger, the man turned and tried to flee, but the woman had already grabbed a toy gun and was chasing after him. It was then that Tom realized this woman was the same girl in the wedding dress from the photo. Tom couldn't explain how he ended up here, so he had no choice but to leave the house. Out on the street, he discovered he had somehow traveled back in time 100 years. Meanwhile, elsewhere, the woman had just taken out her treasured records to play some music when she was caught by her strict mother. Her fiancé, a banker, hated her listening to such vulgar music. Just as her mother was about to confiscate the records, Tom suddenly reappeared in the basement and claimed that the records were borrowed from him. After hearing this, the mother handed the records over to Tom. But what happened next quickly spiraled out of control.